which is going to be different for us now coming from the 60, but the team's ready and well prepared.
In terms of you being a wrist spinner, the breeze is always a factor here at Warner. For you, thoughts on that?
Yeah, but I guess it's a short format, so wherever the skipper wants you to bowl, you have to be ready. The squares are very big, so trying to dig it into the pitch and make them play squarer, I think that's a better option for us at the moment, so hopefully it goes well today.
Now then, you lost to the Royals in the inaugural Sixers. A little bit of revenge on the line, perhaps. What are your aspirations?
Yeah, definitely. I think this is a new tournament for us, a new one. Obviously want to get our hands on that trophy that we missed out on, at the 60. So hopefully we can start off today with a good win and then follow it up tomorrow as well.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Well, Sunay Luce, one of the many internationals involved in this tournament. Sunay Luce has captained South Africa. So how much will Deandra be relying on her in terms of strategy?
Well, to be honest, she has a number of players within her camp. Deandra Dottin, Kaisia Knight, of course, who misses out today, but Kaishona Knight. But again, a number of responsible players. As you mentioned, Sunay Luce, captain of South Africa, had to stand up on that Women's World Cup earlier this year because of injury to Dani van der Kerk. So again, she brings a lot of experience. She might bring some tricks of her own as well that Deandra can learn from, and vice versa. They can learn from each other.
Yeah, she does bring a lot to this side, Sunay Luce. Trinbago Knight Riders, they're going to need all their power today to get past the Barbados Royals, who clinched them in the final of the 60. One of the youngsters on the Trinbago Knight Rider teams, Geetika Kadali, well, she had a hat trick and was just outstanding.
Yes, she was. I mean, 3 wickets and 3 top wickets that you had Hayley Matthews, you had Chloe Tryon, and that's of Brittany Cooper. So that's something from Kaisia Knight. It really stood out. But again, good bowling from her. She has now landed vice captaincy role for USA, who are going to play qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers for T20 World Cup next year. So again, a good opportunity for her to keep learning. And you've seen that she is now just excelling in international cricket.
In some ways, does the existence of a Geetika Kadali endorse what you were saying earlier, right? This young teenager, already with so much poise and experience, just as a teenager, not even 20 years old yet.
Yeah, she's 18 years old, and again, just given that opportunity, and we keep stressing on the word opportunities, and strictly because this is what it is about. It's about the next generation. How do you develop them? How do you give them those chances? She's from USA under 19, and to see her come amongst this squad, this senior team, and just really excel as a young player, it's really exceptional. This is exactly what that growth is about.
Yes, she has excelled. She's been incredible with her cricketing skills, and may I say, she was also very easy to interview. Very self-contained and aware of herself already at 19. So this is an example maybe for our region, and why we're so excited to have the inaugural Massey Women's CPL. Now, in terms of changing gears, we heard Sunay Luce mention it. Might be a little difficult to change gears. We all, even as commentators, right? We've been looking at the 60 for the last little while. What does a player go through ahead of a start of a new tournament in their mindset?
Well, I personally think that it's an opportunity for them to now readjust, because there's no rush to score runs. Now you have your whole 10 wickets, no longer 6 wickets as we had in the 60s. So you have more time to bat, more time to process your shot selections, bowling as well. Captains have a bit more time just to use the variations and the talent within their pool. So again, just basically more time it comes down to make good decisions.
All right, the vice captains, we've got Anisa Mohammed and Shakira Selman. 2 good heads on both sides there.
Yeah, and Hayley Matthews mentioned it. Having her vice captain from regional cricket, who is Shakira Selman, I mean, a senior player, brings so much experience, brings so much to women's cricket. And again, just being able to bounce off of each other at this point.
All right. What about ones to watch, Stacey Ann King? There's so many stars on display. Now, we have international stars and, of course, names that we recognize from many years. But they're brand new names, new talents. Who should we be looking out for today?
I saw Mandy Mangru being in today's team for Barbados Royals. I think that's a good change. She's a young player from Guyana, getting an opportunity to showcase her talent. Bowling wise, I think Janella Glasgow for TKR as well would be a standout. She's been really good bowling. She went to New Zealand with the West Indies women earlier this year, so an opportunity for her as well to stand out. Brittany Cooper gets another chance at it. Rennie's boys wicket keeping. Alia Allen, I've been impressed. I've really been impressed with her. And of course, Shanita Grimmon, who has been exceptional. She's trying to work her way back into our West Indies team, but she's been really good.
Wonderful. Well, Stacey Ann King, maybe just one more word from you on the significance of this day. Really quickly, how happy?
Yeah, I'm elated. I'm very happy that this tournament is actually happening. I hope that it can go on.
Thank you so much to Stacey Ann King, and all of you stay tuned because live action from the first ever Massey Women's CPL after the break.
It's how we play. So get up and unite for your team. We'll give the best we've got. That's how we play.
For the first time in the Caribbean, I take pleasure in welcoming you to the opening match of the Massey Women's Caribbean Premier League. It's Barbados Royal facing off with the Trinbago Knight Riders. Of course, all three teams playing for the Massey CPL trophy. Already Barbados Royals taking the Sky X60 trophy, and one team will walk away with this beauty. At the toss with Ian Bishop, Trinbago Knight Riders called right, and Deandra Dottin elected to bat first. And a look at that Trinbago Knight Riders team. Significantly, one important change: Kaisia Knight with an injury out today, and Natasha McLean, the Jamaican international, comes into the side. Murli Kartik alongside me. Your thoughts on this Barbados Royals team?
Yeah, good afternoon, Darren. Good afternoon, everyone. Looks a strong side. Just 3 days ago, they managed to win and actually do it in style, in the fact that they didn't have enough runs on the board in the Sky X60 final. They've got some power hitters. Chloe Tryon has been standout. The skipper herself is a very, very good player, and Kiana Joseph, every time the chips have been down, she has come and gotten wickets for Barbados Royals. So they look a strong side in the competition, and they'll be bowling first.
Of course, the Night Riders with their captain Deandra Dottin, quite a number of international players. Sunalise in the side from South Africa. There's Gitika Kodali, who made waves in that 60 tournament with her hat-trick, the first ever in the 60. There she is, left of screen. And Anisa Mohammed, right-arm off-spinner, who's contributed significantly to women's cricket over the years for the West Indies. Team eager to put their hand on this new trophy. Whereas this side in pink, the Barbados Royals, already with that opportunity to celebrate, having lifted that Sky X60 trophy in the previous tournament. Umpires on the way out: Carl Tuckett, Jacqueline Williams. Danish Ramdani will be the TV umpire for this fixture. Fourth umpire Maria Abbott. Bright sunshine here at Warner Park. And women now with the opportunity to revel in the biggest party in sport, Murali Kartik.
Yeah, the excitement is quite palpable, isn't it? You can see the smiles on their faces. We heard quite a few players talking just before the game was about to start, and what someone like as experienced as Anisa Mohammed said made a huge impact on the fact that she felt that this would be an opportunity for so many people to get chances and also improve internationally, and that is something which is a valid statement. The more you play around the world and you get chances, your game goes up. So you can see that around the hotel as well where we stay, Darren. Amongst the girls, the excitement is quite there. It's the first time, and they're all eager to put on a show.
Yeah, you're right. I listened to an interview with Shakira Selman, who spoke about having that opportunity to function alongside the men, to rub shoulders with the greats in T20 cricket. Chris Gayle, who played with the Patriots in that earlier Sky X60, having the opportunity to speak and converse with players who've dominated formats, always a learning experience. Chanel Henry will open proceedings. Of course, T20 cricket as against T10 cricket will pose a different challenge.
Yeah, it's that switch which needs to be flicked, isn't it? Also, mind you, it's not just six batters. You've got more than that, thankfully, for all these teams, and then you calculate and you strategize accordingly. Yeah, you've got a bit more time than what we had a few days ago.
Two opening batters for Trinbago Night Riders: Leanne Kirby. First ball. Nice piece from that first delivery. Good bounce as well, something we've seen throughout that Sky X60 tournament.
Leanne Kirby was still in 60 mode. A flash of the very first ball. Extra bounce. It's a nicely rolled out surface, Darren. I don't know whether you got the opportunity to see it. Very nicely rolled. The sun's been baking on it. We saw some high-scoring games during the 60. This venue generally high-scoring in general.
It looked a good surface, quite dry. We've experienced good weather conditions here over the last 3 or 4 days in St. Kitts. And also when I looked at what transpired here previously in women's T20 cricket, that's 16 matches previously, an average first innings score of 124. That's relatively high. The other thing is too, 9 times teams choosing to bat first or batting first have gone on to win, so maybe that's that driving Deandra Dottin to make that decision at the toss. And why not? If a surface looks as good as this, put runs on the board. Gets it through, just might trickle into the boundary. Now doesn't have the power to go.
And that is something which I wanted to touch upon. We've seen the 60, Darren, and it's the start of another beautiful tournament, the Massey Women's CPL. Goes to third. They've been playing the same boundary dimensions as what the men have been. Is that something which is affecting some of the shots? Because the ICC has stipulations which is between 55 and 65 meters around the ground, and the dimensions are much larger. Is that something which has played a role, so to say, in the number of sixes being hit?
Most definitely. Bigger boundaries, greater challenge for women striking sixes. But I also feel it's an opportunity for teams to work on other aspects of the game. Get back to that. End of the first, 4 without loss. Kiana Joseph with the ball to partner Chanel Henry. To blossom in this role in the previous tournament. Here she is now. Will want to continue her fine work with the ball. Slides down the leg side with the angle. Of course, the wind blowing from left to right will help in that little bit of drift going to leg.
Yeah, extra bounce on the very first delivery. She didn't try and spin it, but just look at that, straight. Had no chance. Her hands were down, trying to pull blinded. Yeah, you spoke about she blossomed. I think she was one of the reasons why they managed to defend that total. Vital breakthroughs every time she came on to bowl. Kiana Joseph. Right now she's got deep mid-wicket and deep square as the 2 boundary riders.
Just finishing that conversation when you asked about the boundary dimensions. Of course, a little bit larger than what the standard is for women's cricket globally. Gets it through. Should be a couple of runs. I heard Hayley Matthews at the toss speak about reducing the number of dot balls faced by teams and it being an important aspect of their approach in this tournament. Larger boundaries mean that you can now put the ball into the gaps and run more between the wickets. It's that one away, but there is protection. So maybe a greater focus on that could improve that aspect of the game for teams in this tournament. More focus on hitting the ball along the ground, running between the wickets as against looking to strike boundaries?
I suppose that is one aspect of a game which teams generally look into. You want to minimize the dot balls anyways, irrespective of the boundary dimensions, but since there are stipulations and since you want them to hit those 6s and 4s, and you feel that maybe if it was changed a bit, or maybe if that is what they were provided with, they know what the boundary dimension and they play accordingly.
Straight to the fielder behind point. Dot delivery to end the over. After 2, 9 without loss. Of course, the other thing is the next ICC Men's T20 World Cup will be played in Australia, and when you think about grounds in Australia, like Adelaide, like the MCG, it's massive playing arenas. And oftentimes it's not easy to clear those boundaries at those venues, and I just think teams preparing for that upcoming World Cup has to also focus on hitting gaps, hitting the ball along the ground and running a greater percentage of runs scored in T20 cricket. And more so for the West Indies prepping for that upcoming World Cup. I think this tournament should also put a little bit more focus on that ability to find gaps, hit the ball along the ground, and balance that with the 6 hitting power, referring to the men.
Yeah, for sure. I suppose when we spoke about that 60 tournament and just 60 deliveries, and the dot ball percentage on an average was around 34%, which is high, isn't it, compared to the fact that they are only facing 60 deliveries, which means 1/3 or slightly more than 1/3, which is around 22 balls out of 60 are dot balls. You don't want that. You're right, West Indian team has huge hitting abilities. You just want to find that middle gear, that first gear, second gear, if you don't have a boundary ball.
Just over that fielder at mid-off. That's a massive, great shot. First boundary of the innings.
Yeah, there have been a couple of deliveries from Chanel Henry which have been short and have had the width, but they were much fuller. This delivery was way too short. Had a great chance, Leanne Kirby, to swat it over mid-off.
Sweetly timed, just in front of point, but there is coverage. Just 6 runs from the over, 15 without loss. Of course, Barbados Royals on the high from winning the inaugural Sky X60 Women's Edition. Same 2 teams that played that final. Look at both teams. Knight Riders, Deandra Dottin, the decorated West Indies Women's International player, leading that side, and the new captain for the West Indies, Hayley Matthews, at the helm of the Barbados Royals. Angling down. It's getting a little too straight. Deandra Joseph. Extra bounce. A little more pace off the surface.
Yeah, she's got a length spot on, in fact, from the very first ball, except for the odd one, which was slightly short, but she's getting extra bounce, Deandra Joseph.
I guess with the field, with the deep backward square and the deep mid-wicket, if she is, she will want to be in that leg side region.
Yeah, and also as a bowler, the point you made of the very first ball when she drifted down the leg side, you're trying to get to grips with the wind. Which angle do you release so that the ball drifts in nicely to the left-hander? If you want to release way outside the off stump, how much does it swing or sway? Yeah, all these things have to be addressed very quickly.
A little too short, but properly supported in that point region. Andy Mungrew with the good feeling. 4 overs gone, 16 without loss. Picked up sweetly. Goes a long way for 6. A massy great shot. Doesn't matter the size of the boundary.
Yeah, it definitely was one, Darren. We've been waiting for these 6s. She climbed into it. Great timing. Again, look at how she set herself up to play that shot. The perfect hitting position, power position, goes over long on.
And again, in front of square, and just enough power to get a 4.
Just like old school people would say, slightly agricultural. But the intent was to play a big shot, play a powerful shot. Not a bad length, but she was in that position, slightly on the back foot, wanting to play a shot and getting enough of it.
Impetus to the innings, a 6 and a 4.
The previous one was a maiden over from Deandra Joseph. So as a batter at the other end, you feel that it's time to get a move on. And it's Leanne Kirby.
Gone again. Enough to get another massy great shot. This is very, very good from Kirby.
Yeah, was there any talk of bringing the boundaries in, Darren? Were we the ones talking about it? Leanne Kirby thinks otherwise. 6, 4, and another massy great shot in this over.
And of course, making every use of her opportunity. Remember, Kaisia Knight at the last minute being left out of this Trinbago Knight Riders team due to injury. Tasha McLean brought into the side with an opportunity to open. Ready this partnership 32. Stumps getting in the way, the non-strikers end. And as they say, with disappointment, there comes opportunity. Of course, in the 60 we had that penalty, in-match penalty. If your over rate wasn't fast enough, you lost a fielder for every over that you were slow and behind the time. This one, if you're 1 over down, you lose 0.05 of your net run rate, and each additional over thereafter, 0.1 deduction in your net run rate. That's the penalty. So again, having a good over rate, so crucial. Three dots in a row to end the 5th. 32 without loss.
Our divine conditions here once again at Warner. Midweek, start of the T20. We're seeing immediately a little bit quicker off the surface, which is exciting and good news, I think, for players alike, and in particularly the batters. Wanting the ball just to come on that little bit, we know tends to be, doesn't it? T20, T10, batters dominating, trying to anyway. Oh, it's just got away there. Hayley Matthews just teasing. But by and large, I think in terms of an entertainment product, Stacey Ann King, you want to see a few boundaries. You want to see some action with the ball disappearing and flying off inside a power play. And Kirby cutting loose here. 22 from 16. And yeah, got her iron nicely. There's McLean though on strike. And well, Stacey Ann, a couple of strong hitters to say the least.
Afternoon, Danny. Good afternoon to all our viewers. The 60th anniversary to Trinidadians. But yeah, this has been really good from TKR. And they've used this power play, just one more ball for that first power play.
I want to heave to finish the power play. Is it just one more? No, one more to go. Yeah, I tweeted for you, Trini, 60th anniversary. Got an over saying, well, we've had 6 and it's 33 for none. Power play done and dusted. That's the first half a dozen overs of a T20. I'm going to have Affie Fletcher, a little bit of her flight and guile. See how she goes. Kiana Joseph, she started well. Difficult end to bowl from because, as we can all appreciate, you're hitting with the breeze here at Warner Park as per. What a risk. Oh, Big Nick, is it? Gone! There's the first one. To the Royals. They have a review if they want it, but reviewed it? Have we? I think we have. Well, McLean with a little tickle has to go.
Yeah, they had a very good power play of 33 without loss. Have just got Nuddle on the edge, but good take from Renice Boyce. And a good breakthrough for Barbados Royals. Natasha McLean goes for 7. TKR 33 for 1.
Elise is out in the middle. Yeah. Star South African. So, yeah, well travelled around the globe. This format. And about the Big Bash, and playing in the UK and now here in the Caribbean. So a lot rests on those South African shoulders.
And a good opportunity for her as well, just to play freely, enjoy this format. Yeah, this was a wicket of Natasha McLean. Yeah, just right there. Faint tickle.
A sort of chuckle from up here, as we do and can, because she was, I think, a bit furious that it was just a little tickle, wasn't it? Just enough of a feather, and it was keeping a bit low. So she probably subtly feels a bit aggrieved that she's, only feathered it. But it's definitely a tickle and had to go. Confusion. And do not get in the way of Miss Kirby. Get crunched. Especially if you're only Effie Fletcher. So 37 for 1.
That's a good over from Effie Fletcher. Just 4 runs coming from it and a wicket.
There we go, there we go. There we go, Trini. Yes, step. There we go. Yes, yes.
Trinbago Knight Riders. And toss one. Deandra Dottin said, look, we'll go up front, thanks. We're going to post something. That feeling, I don't know about you, Stacey Hankins, it got a little bit lower, a little bit fractionally slower, which is par for course here. But ground staff had a couple of days off, get that moisture level back in the tail, hopefully a little bit slicker. But would you have gone with that? Bat first?
I think it should be even, Stephen, because it's a good batting track, as well as bowlers can get some purchase out of it, as we saw from Effie Fletcher. As well as power play was 33 without loss. It's now 38 for 1 in the 8 over, 7.3 overs. So things have slowed down. I think it's an even track. I think there's runs in it and there's wickets in it.
Will bounce, good. A good sign. Yeah, I think about the final, as I say again on Sunday for the women. And frustratingly, 65 for 6 all out was good enough. 50 all out, win by 15 for the Royals. So that's why I was being a bit cheeky with Ms. Lease, saying a bit of revenge. So going up front with another extra 10 overs just to see what they can post.
Yeah, I think it all comes down to the application of the batters. There's a bit more time now since it's 20 overs. So no need to make rash shots, no need to try and go at things. You can actually choose a bowler that you want to target. Yeah, single off the last. Knight Riders 41 for 1.
Fletcher, she's bowled 1. Here's her second. Oh, there's some choir getting a bit excited, but certainly that flight, that lovely loop is there for Affy Fletcher. At least got a bit of time to settle in here, given that we're only starting the 9th. Slippers in, yeah, it's Hayley Matthews, the skipper. Lovely length, yeah. She's in a groove here as Fletcher.
Yeah, good areas, and she's picked up that first wicket. And that's of Natasha McLean in the previous over. Yeah, good flight.
Very full. Take a little bottom edge here. We'll just have confirmation. Couple. Yeah. Got a bit of woodwork on it.
Yeah, just enough on it. Yeah, much better this time from Affy Fletcher. Let's bowl that one a bit more in the middle.
As ever, the women's game racing through the overs. Give yourself a little room, she said. Oh. And Kirby's exposed all 3, trying to give herself a room and maybe go with a bit of the turn. Very risky. 1 to go. Fraction short and it'll find the fence. So good reply in the end with Kirby here. So there was 7 off the 9th, that's 48 for 1 here. Kirby. In fact, all the boundaries hit so far for the Knight Riders have been by Kirby. 3 4s and 2 maximums. And Leanne Kirby is enjoying herself out there. The sun baking down, very warm. We're going to have a change from our broadcasting in Fatima Sun, who's got a bit of pace about her. She's just going to have a little warm-up run-in. She likes to do, just to get a feel. Practice run through. Takes me back. Last century. Stop laughing. Yeah, very excited for this young quick, Fatamasana. Got a bit about her. Gets into the crease, charges in, skids on quicker than you think. Run there. Kirby, she's done pretty well so far.
She has an opportunity to open the batting for Knight Riders. Oh boy, has she used those power play overs. Just 2 feelers out. And she's hit 5 boundaries. And 3 fours and 2 sixes. And again, just showing that taking opportunities when it's given, because the first 2 games in the 60, she didn't bat. Came into the 3rd game when Captain Deandra Dottin got in and scored from there. It has been history. She's been scoring runs. She's been using that opportunity, opening the batting for Knight Riders.
She's a great little start here as Leanne Kirby. No run there. Now, fans at home, in terms of downloading the CPL's chat app, get on that. CPL 60 chat app to be precise. All the fans, catch up with a few of my colleagues and have a chat, collect those unique emojis and have a lot of fun with that. So that'll be something to look forward to, the CPL 60 chat app. Get involved. A chat, yeah, with co-colleagues. Take one there, gonna be risky. Oh, side on. Only really had that 1 and a bit to aim at. And certainly Lease took it on.
I definitely needed that direct throw from Snigna Paul. She celebrated her 17th birthday yesterday.
Let's reload this one. So you're saying had a birthday, Signia Paul, and is the ripe old age of
17.
And she's here. Back to school, please. What's going on? USA. We'll be chanting USA.
And she's also named in that USA senior team who will be playing at World Cup qualifiers in Dubai later this month.
Also got the ICC World T20 Down Under in Australia for the men. And then I think about in 2 years' time, 2024, I believe it's to be in the USA and the Caribbean to share that. So that'll be fascinating. And all the things banding about, bouncing around on the grapevine of the USA League, possibly in the middle of next year. Let's wait and see. In the air, gone! Oh no, happy birthday from yesterday! Signia Paul has done the trick here. And it's another one down. The 50's up, but I think we're going to celebrate with a drink because there's another wicket.
And a very good catch. Leanne Kirby just didn't go through the line of it, but important breakthrough again for Barbados Royals. Good to see the substitute, Snigna Paul, celebrating her 17th yesterday. Gets rid of the informed Leanne Kirby, who scored 30 of 30. At the end of 10, Knight Riders 50 for 2.
Afi Fletcher with the ball. Sune loose facing. Deandra Dottin, the captain for Trinbago Knight Riders, is the new batter after the demise of Leanne Kirby. Well struck. 30. Just managing to slow down the Trinbago Knight Rider team. Afi Fletcher, very successful first over. Good afternoon, Ian Bishop.
Good afternoon and hello to you, Alex, and hello to everyone. Yes, it definitely has slowed down outside of that power play. Leanne Kirby, the last to go, she got stuck, a little stuck after the power play. Scored 8 off 10 from overs 4 to 10. So she enjoys batting in the power play, and that's a good thing. She does a really good job striking the ball and the boundaries in that first 6. But it's slowed down outside. Now it's up to Deandra Dottin to try to pick up that pace again.
Interestingly,
for Afi, the use of the mid-off is an interesting one for me. She's getting the ball to spin. For Sune Lu, she has a mid-off and a long on. And you can see spin there and bounce. For Deandra Dottin, that's a googly. She has long off and long on. I wouldn't mind if she consistently serves up the leg break. She brings long on up to mid-on. Asks them to go over the top against the spin.
Just getting her eye in there, the captain. Interesting that Afi Fletcher got rid of Leanne Kirby. They're the only 2 mothers in this Massey Women's CPL competition. After 11, Knight Riders are 51 for 2. Afternoon and welcome back to Warner Park in St Kitts and Nevis for this match 1 of the Massey Women's CPL. Trinbago Knight Riders versus Barbados Royals at the Masana. Back into the attack. Oh, Lucky to get away with that, and she'll be rewarded with a boundary.
It was very, very close to Bernice Boyce. She was just wrong-footed because Fatima Sana slants the ball from off the leg to the right-hander. I saw the left leg of Bernice Boyce. Look at her there. She goes to her left. That was perilously close. She'll feel that's half an opportunity. Good delivery, though.
And these boys can see the humour. Yeah, she's full of courage, Sune Luce. I remember watching her in that match, Ian Bishop, that very famous last group match of the Women's World Cup against India. South Africa knocked India out, in fact, won so that the West Indies went through to the semi-finals. It wasn't a big score, 20 odd. You could just sense her resilience, her courage. That's a beautiful shot. Won't get to the boundary, but are getting a sense that Deandra Dottin just starting. See it big here.
Well, Deandra talked about hitting gaps at the toss. Now, she's got the power as much as we saw Leanne Kirby and we'll see Hayley Matthews perhaps later today. But Deandra talked about hitting gaps for everyone else and running hard, which is going to be a key factor in these middle overs until the end of innings. And I'm curious to see how that goes, because as we've postulated, the scoring outside of the first 6 overs, the power play has slowed down.
Yeah, she talked about wanting patience from her team as well. So maybe she's trying to embody that. Lead from the front. Oh, beautiful. Ramped away. Much to the delight of this crowd here at Warner Park. Could be a contender for the Massey play of the day from the captain, Dottin.
Well, it's a risky shot, but it was played simply because the fine leg was up in the circle. It's a shot that takes great skill and great practice, and Deandra Dottin is amongst the best in the women's game with bat in hand, even with ball in hand.
Just a little bit of a response there from Fatima Sana.
Anytime Fatima Sana is on the stumps, there's an easy single. Just get bat and ball at it at a minimum, into the leg side at a minimum.
No thank you, says Deandra Dottin. How about a boundary in the offside? A good over for the Trinbago Knight Riders, 15 from it. After 12, Knight Riders are 66 for 2.
Yeah, given width outside the off stump, as opposed to bowling straight, which she's done very well so far. And again, Deandra Dottin showing her class. She has power, she has dexterity. You see how wide it is. You can't give her that much room.
Entertainment and excitement around the ground as we witness history in the women's game in this part of the world. The inaugural Massey Women's CPL. Hayley Matthews, Barbados Royals captain, with the ball now. She used a lot of her bowlers during the 60. It'll be interesting to see what kind of strategy she employs here in the T20.
Well, if she bowls into the pitch, she knows Deandra's game very well. Deandra knows her game very well, Hayley Matthews, that is. And they've talked about trying to make batters hit square of the wicket and not straight to the short boundaries here. Make them hit into the wind if possible. That sort of length, bowling into the pitch and bowling straight. Now, Deandra Dottin has the ability to go for the big shot still and take on the short side, but into the wind. But that's where you want her to hit it.
Yeah, really good matchup here. Captain v captain. One whipped away. He collected just for the single.
And that's into the pitch, and that's where she has to hit square. You can watch CPL on SportsMax on the SportsMax app. Download and watch for free in the Caribbean. Free is always a good thing.
Fantastic to have that opportunity across the region. Watch on the go wherever you are. Taking some fantastic cricket and of course a piece of history. Yeah, time to strike. You could sense it was coming, and that is a massive, great shot. After 13, Knight Riders 75 for 2.
The class of Deandra Dottin, 17 from 10 when things have slowed down. She's just a world-class player with power and touch. Sunil 16 from 21, and if Deandra can be there at the 20th over, it'll be a good total.
Yes, Ian Bishop, she certainly is world class. That's why she's called the world boss, one of the best in the business. Dottin, she's batted at number 3 for the Manchester Originals in the 100 this year, and she's scored 147 runs at an average of 73.5, a 181 strike rate.
Yeah, she's hard to stop because you want her hitting the ball into the leg side because it's into the wind, but she has such power, she clears the boundary so easily. But it is the challenge you want her to take on.
Shakira Selman into the attack. A wily veteran. Such an impressive student of the game. Understands it on many levels and was very impactful for her team in the 60 competition.
She got 3 wickets in that, what turned out to be the final over of that final. She cleaned it up, she finished it. I think she has a degree in linguistics, something Shakira Selman. But I also want to big up Kiana Joseph. I've looked at Kiana Joseph through the 60 tournament, Sky X 60, and I thought she bowled well all the way through without maybe much in the wickets column. And today again, Kiana Joseph bowled superbly. No wickets, but she was accurate, she was into the pitch and gave nothing away.
Had a maiden over, didn't she?
4 overs, 1 maiden, 10 runs and no wickets for Kiana Joseph. Just continuing the good work, and such a young bowler. I think she's got something about her. Already played international cricket, but you can just see her getting better and better with the right inputs. Yes.
Lined up and struck away, but there is a fielder. Alia Aline back on the park. A couple of runs for the Trinbago Knight Riders.
Good spot from Deandra Dottin, because Aline perhaps took a stride and a half too much to release the ball, and throwing it back into the wind. Deandra Dottin spotted that and decided an easy 2. Yeah, you could see, long way out there.
I was mentioning to Stacey Ann King earlier, Ian Bishop, how the players and the commentators, all of us have got our kind of switch gears and get our mind back into T20 mode after enjoying that carnival of cricket that was the 60. And if you look at this score now as the first match of the Massey Women's CPL, what do you reckon a good par score would be? Lobbed over, it's in the air, but no danger. Alia Aline again collecting, just the single.
I would think they'd want to get something from this position, hoping TKR that they can get upwards of, say, 125, upwards of 125. It depends on how well Deandra Dottin goes and for how long, and Sune loose.
Last ball of the over in the air, should be comfortably taken, it is. Well, it's a Shell Lubricants classic catch. Chloe Tryon can't believe it was so easy. And Sune Luce cannot believe that she's lost her wicket in the last ball of the over. 14 overs gone, the Knight Riders.
Yeah, and it's good bowling from Shakira Selman. Bowling very straight, hard to determine whether it may have been pace off or not, and asking them to go across the line. The length was good. Sune Luce goes for 17, 79 for 3.
A successful over for the Barbados Royals. Got rid of the experienced Sune Luce. And it's Kaishona Knight now on strike with Deandra Dottin.
Look at that wicket again. Not sure if it was pace or if it was seam up. I don't know if it was a knuckleball or just genuine seam up that didn't quite come on with pace. But Shakira Selman is so good at hitting her length and bowling direct.
And it's brought a breakthrough for the Royals. Hayley Matthews again. Just like that, captain v captain, and it's Hayley Matthews who's come up on top in that battle.
Excellent bowling. Now remember, it was a similar delivery and a similar shot in Hayley Matthews' last over that Deandra Dottin pumped over wide mid-wicket for 6, asking her to go square again, bowling into the pitch. She lost the battle in the previous over, but she's won the war in this one. She's gotten the biggest wicket of them all. Sune Luce is gone. Deandra Dottin follows for 20, 80 for 4.
Hayley Jensen, the new batter. I asked Ian Bishop just a few moments ago about a projected score, and he said, well, if Deandra Dottin and Senior Luce were still there, well, we've got 2 new batters, Hayley Jensen and Kaishona Knight, and they'll have to do it, the Trinbago Knight Riders.
And both can play, but it will take a couple of deliveries for them to get into their stride. Just a look at the wicket again. The length is good, asking her to go across the line and hit square into the wind, which I mentioned she did in the previous over. So I think sometimes you get beaten by bowling to your plan, but if you stick to what you're trying to do, sometimes you get the reward a little bit later. Very good from Hayley Matthews. $82 for 4, 15. Just look at the 6, maybe a touch fuller than the wicket ball, which looked a little bit straighter as well, but generally it's in and around a similar sort of length, marginal differences. So Hayley might say, well, I missed it slightly, only slightly first time, and then the adjustment is made and the wicket comes. Excellent from the Royals and West Indies captain.
I think she looks pleased about it.
Let's see what ball tracking has to say. Still in a good length. That's not a bad ball. But then she goes a little bit straighter and a touch fuller just on the back edge of a good length. So a marginal adjustment is made and it brings dividends. Excellent planning and execution.
Kaishona Knight, twin sister of Kaisia Knight, who isn't featured in this match today. Means Knight Riders will need a new keeper. Darren Ganga.
There's Natasha McLean, already with the opportunity to open the batting. Shakira Selman flying high from that last over that was quite brilliant, picking up 3 wickets and securing victory for Barbados Royals. It's in the SkyX 60 Women's Edition final.
3 balls to come.
Four wickets lost in that middle phase of the innings. Always a critical phase for any team. By virtue of Barbados Royals picking up 4 wickets, that has really pushed this TKR batting lineup under a lot of pressure to finish the innings off in the last 5.
Itika Kodali potted up.
Straight shot, properly timed. Fielder gets round.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, 33 runs coming off that first power play, that opening partnership between Leanne Kirby and Natasha McLean, but 4 wickets have fallen after that. So it could be whether it's poor application because the fielders open out a bit more now, so more fielders protecting boundaries. At the end of 16, Knight Riders 86 for 4.
Haley Matthews to continue. The amount of turn on offer for the spinners on this surface. Luckily there was a bit of inside edge. Slow delivery, just lured that big shot through mid-wicket. Strong enough to fly for 6. That is a massive great shot.
A good foot movement as well from Haley Jensen. Didn't allow this delivery to just clamp her down as the first one did. Yeah, a big heave into that leg side. 66 meter 6. Haley Matthews just says, shakes her head and to acknowledge that.
Quite vocal, the captain of Trinbago Knight Riders, Deandra Dottin, recognizing the significance of playing these last overs well. Pumped through mid-wicket, strong enough. That's a powerful stroke. Kishona Knight doing exactly what is required at this stage of the innings.
She's really strong on the leg side, as most left-handers, but got into position quite early.
Bowled him. That's really good from Haley Matthews. Coming round the wicket, using the angle, using that strong wind blowing across and drifting into the left-hander.
Trying to work this one into the leg side, Kishona Knight, but misses everything. A good straight delivery from Haley Matthews. Kishona Knight goes for 8. Knight Riders 97 for 5.
Geetika Kodali, already seen some heroics from her with the ball. Can she do the same with the bat? "11 runs from the over and a wicket. 97 for 5. Knight Riders 97 for 5. 7 from here in. They'll get to 118. If they get it 9 runs per over, they'll get to 124. I want to emphasize how proactive Hayley Matthews was. She was just struck for 4, leg side, bowling over the wicket, and immediately she went round the wicket to change the angle. Just take away the arms from Kaishona Knight. Great proactiveness, ability to think on her feet as captain, as a bowler. 2 is the call, just be 1.
It's been good from both Hayley Matthews and her vice captain, Shakira Salmon. Really bowled in partnerships and kept things tight on either end.
It's another one. Wicket to wicket line, doing the business for the Barbados Royals. Not Hayley Matthews this time, but the vice captain Shakira Salmon.
Yeah, as I mentioned, just bowling in partnerships. They really attacked these last TKR wickets. Take away that hand swing, as you mentioned. Fuller length delivery sees the back end of Kodali. Knight Riders 98 for 6.
Shonisha Hector, Antigua and Barbuda.
It'll be interesting to see how she goes here, because she's not really known for her batting. She's known for her new ball bowling. She's in for Kaisia Knight, who missed out this time around due to that injury.
Off the mark straight away. That's the ideal way to start some sort of rhythm to your innings and to the partnership.
And it's good to understand the assignment, but this is why she's here. Full length delivery from Shakira Salmon, swinging into Kodali's legs.
Again online, there was a single on offer. Bit of miscommunication between the two batters. Ellie Jensen, Shonisha Hector. Quite a new pair out in the middle. Wicket and 3 runs from the over. Brings up the 100 for the Trinbago Knight Riders. 100 for 6.
An interesting move that Shanita Grimon pretty much bats higher than Shanisha Hector is still in the dugout.
Making a little bit of room. Searching for that boundary early in the over. Not to be just yet. Nearly Matthews bowling a very straight line, not allowing the right-handers to go over cover. Straight again. Might be a run out. Yes! Another wicket for Barbados Royals. Bernice Boyce, the wicketkeeper, was quick to respond, collect the ball, and get it down to her captain on the non-striker's end.
And typical from a non-batter. Just look at Shanisha Hector. Ball watching. Then when she did try to get there, it was way too late. Good awareness from Bernice Boyce. And of course, well done from Hayley Matthews. Hector goes for one. Knight Riders 101 for 7.
Seven down, just 101. Matthews continues. Powerful stroke, leg side. Every cricketer focuses a lot on the basics of the game. Keep your eyes on Hayley Matthews. Old-fashioned long barrier to collect the ball, ensuring that the ball doesn't pass her. Very good technique, and that's the first response. Again, showing how great her fundamentals are as a cricketer. Even in a high pressure situation, her first option was to get in that long barrier position and collect the ball. There she goes, gets behind the line of the ball, ensures that she gives herself a chance, so even if she bubbles, it will be right in front of her to effect the run out. Just short of the fielder again. That strong wind coming from the eastern side, and we might have a chance for another one.
Again, trying to take on the arm of Fatima Sana, who we saw executed at least 3 major runouts in the 60. She just moves so quick in that out boundary. She's in. Hayley Jensen. She makes it in time. Maybe a bit too much for Bernice Boyce to do. It's a bit of a distance away from the stumps. Had to stretch to try to get there.
Confirmation that Hayley Jensen will continue. But good work in the outfield, good awareness. get the ball in and try and effect the run out. Now 6 deliveries remaining in the innings. Which team will win these? Starts very well. Shakira Salman into her fort, just conceding 11 runs, and she's already picked up 2 wickets. What's impressed you about her and this spell of bowling, Stacey Ann King?
Yeah, she uses her variations and she knows when to use them. I don't think she bowls 6 exact balls. And Shakira Salman, she has a number of cutters. Yeah, she'll bowl those full slower balls as well. Maybe if it was on the stump, it might have been another wicket. Wicket number 3 for her, but she just fits in. She understands conditions. She tries as a bowler, and it's important as a player that you understand the conditions that are being presented.
Mere fact that Renee's Boyce, the wicketkeeper, is up to the stumps. Shows confidence in her accuracy and control as a bowler, Shakira Salman. Not straying down the leg side. To me, that's been the hallmark of her spell and her success today. Majority of her deliveries finishing on the stumps, although starting outside the off stump.
And I don't want to jinx her, but usually she normally bowls a number of no balls, but she has done exceptionally well. Shakira Salman, she's worked on those areas, because she'd normally be bowling really well and then oversteps.
A little bit of innovation demonstrated by Hailey Jensen. Just blinding the wicketkeeper, no one making contact. Buys the signal. So no bat and even no glove from the wicketkeeper.
Yeah, nothing on it. A big miss by both batter and wicketkeeper.
Went full. That's in the gap. Consecutive 4s coming in different ways, but the Knight Riders, they'll take them. Score moves to 114.
Yeah, just the extra movement in the crease from Hailey Jensen might have thrown off Shakira Salman. But good connection from Jensen. Picked it up on the full.
Searching for the Yorker, didn't get it right, went too full. What's her plan now? Will she go outside the off stump full as against straight? Yep, full outside the off stump does the trick. Will be a dot delivery to end the over and to end the innings. Good comeback from Shakira Salman. Trinbago Knight Riders, they finished their innings on 114 for 7. Elio Matthews will be the happier of the two captain, you would think.
Yeah, Knight Riders winning the toss and deciding to have a bat first. Not sure if 114 will be where they want it to be, and with the amount of power in which they have within their batting lineup, and of course the start in which they got. But this has been really good from Barbados Royals to restrict this Knight Riders team to 114. Yeah, they'll know that runs on the board is runs on the board. They'll know that they'll have to apply themselves better than they did in the 60 to get themselves across the line.
Ellie Matthews, she was exceptional with the ball. Captain leading from the front, 2 for 27. 2 wickets also to Shakira Salman, conceding 9 off the last over, her most expensive over in her complement of 4. But the Knight Riders after a very good start from their openers, Leanne Kirby and Natasha McLean, both putting on 33. They fell away in that middle phase beyond the 6th over, losing 4 wickets, and they had a lot of making up to do in the last 5. 20 to Hayley Jensen in the end from just 18 deliveries. Deandra Dottin, the captain as well, getting into double figures. And they ended on 114 for 7.
6 bowlers used for Barbados Royals. Hayley Matthews and Shakira Selman and picking up 2 wickets apiece, and Fatima Sana picked up 1 after Fletcher as well. But again, really good bowling. Let's look at Kiana Joseph, not for 4 but just 10 runs from her 4. So it has been a good bowling unit, good bowling display from Barbados Royals as they restricted TKR for 114-7.
And at the end of the halfway stage, we'll now join Naomi Cowan.
Thanks. Standing with Leanne Kirby, top scorer from Trinbago Knight Riders for the first innings. Leanne, describe the transition today. I mean, we just came out of a blitz with the 60. How did the transition feel coming into the CPL?
All right, today coming into the T20 was, it's a faster, it's a longer match that we're coming into, so it's just applying yourself and building partnership.
All right, so we have 114 on the board. Heading into the second innings, how do you feel about the score that you have? Do you think it's enough?
Could have gotten a little more, but it's a defendable score, so we're going to work hard and defend it.
All right, well, good luck. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks very much to Naomi Cowan speaking with Leanne Kirby. Of course, Trinbago Knight Riders winning the toss, opting to bat first. They got off to a very good start, more so because of the aggression shown by Leanne Kirby. Played some beautiful strokes through the onside. She gave it the long handle on a couple of occasions. 2 very good Massey great shots before she was adjudged caught behind. That started a bit of a slide. Leanne Kirby was the next to go. Chipped 1 to short mid-wicket. Deandra Dottin came in and then she got into stride. Nice paddle that produced a boundary onside. And she started to stroke the ball nicely.
Yeah, she did. She had 2 4s and 1 6. But they lost wickets at too many crucial times. Sooner lose. Then the big wicket of world boss TKR's skipper Deandra Dottin. Sooner loose again just continued. Kai Shona Knight found some gaps as well, but Hayley Matthews, what a day she had at the office. Not forget Shakira Selman, who was exceptional with the lengths in which she bowled. And then the awareness of Renice Boyce. And the brilliance, once again, of Hayley Matthews. Just continued. There was a few little boundaries here. But it was just a good day at the office for Barbados Royals.
Yeah, 9 runs coming off the last over. And the Knight Riders finishing on 114 for 7. So what that means, it means that Barbados Royals, they'll need 115 if they are to win this first encounter in the Massey Women's CPL.
This is how we play the game. This is how we play. And we gon' represent and show them who we stand for. So get up and unite for your team. We'll give the best we've got. That's how we play.
Every bat, every pitch, every pond, every deal, every wicket, every stone. And the heart and soul and passion, and the culture, Caribbean blood.
It's how we play.
We come out all nation, to the team in a unification. When the stadium ram bleach at the grandstand, and the meaning of beautification.
It's how we play. play.
Welcome back to Warner Park here in the beautiful Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, where the Trinbago Knight Riders are up against the Barbados Royals in the very first Massey Women's CPL T20 match. Of course, a red letter day for women's cricket in the Caribbean. And this is where things stand at the moment. The Knight Riders electing to bat first. They ended their innings on 114 for 7. Top scorer, Leanne Kirby with 30 from 30. Deandra Dottin got a beautiful 20 from 15. And Haley Jensen getting 20 from 18, unbeaten at the end. In terms of the bowling, Barbados Royals struggled to get wickets within that first 6 overs, that first power play, and then wickets stumbled. 4 wickets in the middle phase. Afi Fletcher picking up 1. Fatima Sana 1 for 17, but it was Hayley Matthews and Shakira Selman who really started with the ball and staunted that acceleration from the Trinbago Knight Riders. So the target for Barbados Royals, they'll need 115 runs off 20 overs, just under 6 runs per over. And of course, as mentioned, it's a red letter day. Also, it's a celebration of the 10th anniversary of the CPL. And to hear a little bit about the journey, we have this wonderful feature for you.
CPL has brought so much excitement to the world of cricket.
The Heroes CPL Season 10, what an addition. Can't wait for it. Happy birthday.
2013, it feels like yesterday that we played the first game in Barbados.
It's very special for anybody who's involved in this tournament, particularly so for me. This is the 10th year of the CPL and it's my 9th year.
A wonderful tournament like this, the biggest party in sport, and for me to be playing in all editions, it has been something spectacular for me.
For me, coming back here now is my 5th year. I feel very blessed to get that continued opportunity. 3 years with Ghana, now 2 years with Jamaica.
In our 10th year, we are going to be able to travel around the Caribbean and bring the joy and the passion to the countries that haven't seen us in the past few years.
It's great to be moving around the Caribbean again. The fans are coming back out, a lot of excitement. Yeah, we're going to have fun. And it's going to be a brilliant tournament once more.
It's had a tremendous impact on the region. Certainly from a cricket point of view, we've seen the emergence of a number of West Indian players made a name for themselves on the international scene as well. From a cricket point of view, that's something that we're very proud of.
He's gone again. I don't know if he's quite got this, but no, he has. He has definitely got it. And that's his 4th CPL 50.
Fire within is huge. I think it's an amazing launch platform for so many players here in the Caribbean.
Women's sport around the world is now beginning to get a huge amount of traction, and there's some great players here in the region and internationally. So it was about time we went up that notch and gave the women the same platform as the men. It's remarkable to think that, with all the rises of T20 leagues around the world, CPL is still going strong. Second most watched league in the world after IPL, obviously. This is now the #1 entertainment brand in the region.
There's always something here in the Caribbean, and I think that vibe and that energy is so vibrant that it makes me as a player really, really excited.
Champion. We're the biggest party in sport, so there won't be a night that goes by in Guyana where we won't have something. And we've got a celebrationary dinner, obviously, where the great and the good will come, and it's just going to be a great year.
Here is to 10 years of CPL. 10 years of anything, that's a decade. It's a great achievement.
It has begun today. WCPL. And then the men will play later on. But now though, the Barbados Royals on their way out to the middle with their opening batters, needing 115 to win this opening encounter. These two teams, of course, met 3 times last week. And the Royals prevailed in the third game in the final. Hayley Matthews, a world-class player. That 65 for 6 in the final of the Sky X60 proved to be enough. Surprised me, I'll tell you, but so many of the Barbados Royals, including their coach, said at the halfway mark with 65 they felt it was a winning total, and so it proved by 15 runs. The Universe Boss Trophy went to Hayley Matthews. Later on in the evening, the Universe Boss lifted the trophy, blazoned with his own name on it. And joyful scenes for Hayley Matthews, Deanna Joseph and company. But we're into the main phase of these few weeks. Danny Morrison alongside me. 2 games each for these teams, so if you fall short of the line today, you're in desperation for your next game to try to get to the final.
Afternoon, Bish. Afternoon all. Yeah, let's see how they go about this. The Royals have got a track down, as you mentioned, 115. I think very gettable. The surface, by and large, is pretty even. We haven't had a heck of a lot of play, have we? We had the 60. Now we've got Grimmond starting off with a little bit of spin up against Lane. Yeah, so I look forward to this. It'll be intriguing. See how this pans out.
Good start for Elaine and the Royals with a couple, 2 wide of off stump from Grimmond, who's bowled well. She bowled, I thought, beautifully in the Sky X60. What she wants to do is finish the ball inside the off stump.
Well, I did enjoy those pictures of seeing Christopher Henry Gale, the women, and the Royals winning. I tell you, a lot of us celebrated like that too. A little later on, being here in the Caribbean and enjoying it. Big Sunday afternoon and evening. The Royals women getting up, and then of course the script written for Chris Gale and co. Patriots kicking on from winning their first ever Hero CPL last year against the other Saints, St Lucia, and then beating the gang in the final. They were rather upset about things, weren't they, the St Lucia boys? But here we are with the women, and it's a great scene. It's a great initiative. It's about time, in a way. The women get an opportunity here with this Massey Women's T20 Challenge.
Massey Women's CPL. The deep fielders, 2 deep fielders outside the circle for the first 6 overs are at mid-wicket and long on as we speak for both Elaine and Hayley Matthews. Again giving room, and that's the one thing. Because of the field that I mentioned, she has to be inside the off stump. Now that is the class of Matthews to find the gap as well.
Yeah, she is world class. 24 years of age, so much more to go. Yeah, the music of the champion going around the ground here at Warner, because they won the 60 just on Sunday, we've just been chatting about. Now, here we are on midweek Wednesday, and she's almost leaving off where Sunday was, as Hayley Matthews. She gets in, look out. 8 done off the first without loss.
Another 107 to get in, 114 deliveries for the Royals. Gitika Kodali, who picked up that hat-trick in the Sky X60 against the Barbados Royals. Hayley Matthews was one of those in that hat-trick. Brittany Cooper and Chloe Tryon were the other two. Keeper standing up to the stumps.
Oh, yes.
Bang on target straight away.
Hat-trick with white ball, always on. Matthews gone. Cooper. Stumping. Brilliant piece of work. Wonderful stuff. Just underlines, you see with Matthews there stroking it. You've got Chloe Tryon in the Royals lineup. You're throwing a bit of Brittany Cooper. You just wonder that 1, 2 and 3 at the top here for the Royals, so crucial, as is Dottin for TKR. Now she got set, got in and couldn't kick on, got to 20 and got out. But keep saying, we'll continue to say, your top 4 really in T20 have to do a job for you. Have to get the bulk of the runs. Yeah, you get a couple of rock stars that can bash it and buff it everywhere. In around 5, 6 and 7 if you're lucky. But really, you're honest about it, your top 4 have to get the bulk of the runs for you in this format.
Elaine certainly contributed in that respect in the final of Sky X60. She got 23 from just 18 deliveries. They only got 65, but it proved to be enough. Then
Oh, yes, buddy. Oh, yes, buddy.
I think too, Danny, that at her best, Gitika Kodali moves the ball from off to leg. So right now, with a third man and a deep square leg, she's got to finish the ball, I think, on the off stump. That's good.
Yeah, I'm hearing you, Bish, because I'm following that and subscribing to that because of the breeze, of course. The breeze is sucking at that leg side, and if she gets in there against both these right-handers, then you are in a spot of bother inside the power play, of course. So, yeah, I'm hearing you. She needs to be punched and pumped into the offside with all that protection.
Good work behind the stumps. The umpire says no, over. 11 without loss after 2.
Good take, but never left the crease. Did Elaine. Now, yeah, firmly planted. Gonna have Hayley Jensen, Kiwi, based in Canberra these days. A lot of experience. Let's see how she can go. Keep her standing up. So lots of little cutters and subtle changes of pace. The order of the afternoon. As ever from Jensen.
No Kaisia Knight because of injury, so Natasha McLean has the gloves on and Jensen says, please, can you go back? Can you stand back? Deep square leg and a deep third in place. Brilliantly fielded, and guess who? Superwoman, Deandra Dottin.
Nice. Yeah, throw a cape on her. If we're doing that for Fabian Allen, the women athletes outstanding. And yep, pulls one out of the bag with her opposite. Jensen loves it. That's what can lift a side so often.
She took a catch, Deandra Dottin, in the Women's World Cup in New Zealand, in Dunedin. It was otherworldly, but for her it's probably standard. At backward point. Stop. Let me tell you. YouTube it, if you like. I'm sure it's on there somewhere. That's just from the point of view, Danny Morrison, on the way TKR went. They had 65 dot balls in their innings. Today, 54% of their innings were unscored off deliveries. That is something they'll hope to get better at. Inside the power play, you're looking for boundaries because of the restrictions, only 2 fielders out, but beyond the power plays where TKR fell down, something that Haley Matthews and company will hope that they can be much better at.
Yeah, we're just on that, Bish. Player interviews and chatting with them, and certainly there, Sooner Lease said, that's what we're looking to do, work it around big boundaries, and they are the same for the men. And that's lovely. Just enough on it. Just enough, Elaine. But that's what you're on about, Ian Bishop. Yeah, boundaries inside, but also if you're not collecting them, it just goes to show you, you pointed out, 54% of dot balls, too many. So then you've got to be able to hopefully keep rotating the strike, given that it's T20, given that you want to do this, but you can't all the time. You've got to respect the bowler, and the batter just has to work it around sometimes, but that is classy.
17 for none after 3. Lane on strike.
Catch him!
Haley's very, very quick, good athlete. When you talk about Deandra Dottin being a good athlete, Haley Matthews is an outstanding athlete in her own right.
Also just worked out very quickly there, Bish, on that side, in that pocket. We're going about the boundary, 68 metres out to that side, but a pocket there is more like about 72, 73. Yeah, incredibly way behind. Don't want to give away a no ball. Don't want to give away the freebie with the front foot no ball. She's right there at the stumps at her bowling end. Kadali, that is. So the other thing I noticed about this, Bish, the surface. You've seen it even with the spinners, just that good length. There's been bounce, hasn't there? There's been good bounce with a new ball, sure, but it's been consistently bouncy and above stump height, which bodes well for the rest of the matches here.
Oh yes, well done, good.
It's helped for the spinners as well, and we've got a men's game, the opener coming up later on too. So unless the nature of the pitch changes under lights significantly, it's a pitch that will hold for the spinners, or if you hit that length, it stands up for the seam bowlers.
Oh yes,
Very well bowled, good. A little bit of bounce, hit the splice of the bat. What you want to try to do is to repeat that. Not easy, time and again.
Notice in terms of Affy Fletcher too, it went off the straight, didn't it? Just enough, but slowly, agreed. But in terms of wrist spinners, we all know what they're capable of. And here at Warner, just enough.
Hero CPL action coming up at 7 p.m. local time tonight. Match number 1. The defending champions and home franchise, the Patriots, against the Jamaica Talawas, led by Rovman Powell, and they need to be better. Their last couple of seasons have been disappointing. Bold. Better second half to the over. 21 without loss after 4. Glorious weather here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Happy to be here. Happy to see the women get their chance. Massey Women's CPL.
And Bish, we've mentioned at length the game in England, what's going on with women, the professional game, the BBL, the women's BBL in Australia. India for some time have been doing this scenario here, giving exposure, a few games and then a finale, and we're doing that finally here in 2022, season 10 of CPL. So yeah, brilliant.
Unfortunately, that'll run away for 4, because the 2 deep fielders are a deep square leg and deep point. There was a deep third in the previous Jensen over.
If you're going to flash hard, they say. Certainly flicked at it with the wrist. I think maybe it was an under edge, was it, or QN possibly, but playing no chance.
Lovely bat speed and lovely timing from Hayley Matthews. A shot of absolute class
and authority. Massey, great shot. Marvellous, in fact. Yeah, width on offer, and Matthews is not going to miss out there. Poof. Fizzed away.
2 deliveries with too much width. Got a start on the off stump or finish inside the off stump.
Jensen will be aware of the strengths for sure of Hayley Matthews, and she just fed a couple. And Bish there, I just think you got a little bit of pace and there's a little bit of bounce, and you can get a little too excited. So I just wanted there change of pace. Now there's a change in the field because Matthews will be thinking of coming down like she did there. So now the keeper comes up with the grill on, helmet on, McLean, and long on goes there. Deep square comes up inside the circle. There it is. There's the thinking and part of the strategy, particularly with the keeper coming up, and then a little bit of wobble. It's not quite there. Off cut, leg cut from Jensen. So that, yeah, the 2 out, long on and cover, sort of cover point, almost on the fence.
Good line. Good comeback with these 2 deliveries. Now just remember, the Knight Riders at the similar stage with 32 without loss. They were actually ahead, but they fell away outside of the power play. Left to be seen how Anisa Mohammed and Grimon and company can create pressure outside this last. Oh, could be out. Talking about Anisa Mohammed, she gets it. And it's the end of Hayley Matthews. That is huge and significant.
Massive, in fact, because this world-class player, this captain, inspiration, Hayley Matthews, maybe just a little off cut. Change of pace, keep her standing up, And she's tried something a little different. Got a leading edge. And Anisha Mahmood takes a very simple catch. Big blow. The first one, it's the captain who's got to go, Hayley Matthews, for 18 from 16, and the Royals are 29 for 1.
Good afternoon to you around the world, wherever you're watching. That's Bernice Boyce, the new batter for the Barbados Royals. The American teenage sensation, Geetika Kadali, with the ball in hand. An entertaining first match of the Massey Women's CPL we have on our hands, don't we, Darren Ganga?
Afternoon, Alex. Hello, everyone. Indeed. Two evenly matched team, you would say.
Crucial wicket, of course, of the superstar captain, Hayley Matthews.
Just breaking her wrist too early on that occasion. Ball going down the leg side. Pace off the ball. Softest of dismissals for Hayley Matthews, and she looked well set at the crease.
Yeah, and of course we know her quality. She just wants to keep her head about her, Alia Aline. Interesting to see her opening with Hayley Matthews in this competition. She doesn't usually open, not for the West Indies, bat 6 or 7, and even for the Barbados team at the Commonwealth Games, she batted at 5. Seems to be thriving and enjoying opening the batting with her captain.
They put on 42 in that final, Sky X 60 Women's Edition final. Aline getting 23 from 18, 3 fours and a 6, so she's growing in stature in this position. Just on the leg side. Alex, we've had the chance to look at the first half of this game, and straight away you could recognize that bowling from the media center end, there's a little bit of extra bounce on offer for the bowlers, so Barbados Royals should take a note of that. She's not going to take a note of that. She's enjoying the water in a beautiful pool at the ground.
Absolute paradise.
And I make that point because oftentimes, not only in this, the women's version of CPL, but even in the men's version, I think the players in the region, they let themselves down a bit, not being aware of the situation, of the conditions, and making the necessary adjustments in their game while the game is unfolding. Those are the little 1%ers that keeps you ahead of the opposition.
Indeed. Tidy over, just 4 from it. Royals 33 for 1. Sunilus with ball in hand. End of the power play now, and interestingly, 33 for 1 the Barbados Royals, while Trinbago Knight Riders with 33 without loss at the same stage. Royals, of course, lost a crucial wicket in Hayley Matthews. The South African international will be looking to do more damage. A lot of yelling going on, but the single quite comfortable in the end.
His boys made the call quite early and committed to it, which is so important in completing a run. Got home in time, no crisis on that occasion, but a partner importantly responding to the call. Initially she was ball watching.
Darren Ganga, I've really been remiss in not beginning our afternoon together by wishing you happy independence. 60 years of independence for Trinidad and Tobago, and how significant that the Trinbago Knight Riders women playing their first ever Massey Women's CPL.
Thank you for that, Alex Jordan. Let me also congratulate the entire of Trinidad and Tobago. The 60th anniversary of our independence.
Bet you'd like to have a little independence win, wouldn't you, Darren? Yeah, it's a massive moment. It's actually a Massey moment, isn't it? See what I did there? Huge moment for women's cricket, for women's sport, for the social history of the Caribbean. You'll remember this day, August 31st, 2022.
Oh, yes.
And it's a continuation of what transpired in 2019 when two women's teams competed against each other in that playoff round. Those were two T10 matches, now T20 matches.
Seven gone, Royals 38 for 1.
Significantly, Barbados Royals, I'm sure, reflecting on that first half of the game, would discuss the fall of 4 wickets between overs number 7 and overs number 15. That's an area that they will want to improve on. Important to ensure that you don't lose many wickets and lose wickets with regularity in the middle phase of the innings.
Brittany Cooper looking on. Yes, Darren Ganga, and you would expect Barbados Royals do feel good about that total. Just trying to pace it, time it. Understand where they are in the innings. Oh, she connected well to that. Couple of runs. Big moment for the likes of Renice Boyce. Renice Angel Boyce. She really has an angelic smile, lovely bubbly personality. I chat with her before the tournament. She said her mum is very pleased, of course, bursting with excitement. And she says that, you know, her fitness has really been her main struggle.
Had that opportunity to open the batting in the very first game of that Sky X60 Women's Edition match. Didn't get off the mark, she was run out, and then she opened again. against the Guyana Amazon Warriors, but 3 or 4, so another opportunity for her with the bat.
Oh yeah, the finger goes up. It's another Shell Lubricants classic catch. Look what Natasha McLean feels about it. She is delighted.
Superb catch behind the wickets. And again, opportunity loss for Rennie's boys. And significantly, the bounce, the extra bounce I spoke about, bowling from the media center end. Just getting that bottom edge. This is what it means to the wicket keeper. Another wicket for the Trinbago Knight Riders. This time, Rennie's boys goes for 5. 39 for 2.
Tryon, the big hitting South African, the next batter for the Barbados Royals. Showed us just how devastating she is in 60, Sky X 60. Here's her first appearance with the bat in the Massey Women's CPL.
On target once again, Gitika Kudali. Straight away getting the bounce. Just took the ball a little bit wider. Enticed that cut shot.
Really tidy, just 2 from the over. 1 for 13 for her spell. After 8, the Royals 39 for 2. It's a family affair here at Warner Park. Certainly the definition, the very definition of fun for the whole family on this significant day for women's cricket. Not really much to distinguish between the two in the first 8. A couple of wickets. 76 off 72 is the equation. But we start to appreciate the significance of this moment, Darren Ganga, when we recognize that most of these women grew up playing with the boys.
Funny you say that, Alex. Jordan had conversations with Hayley Matthews and Shakira Selman, who did share their moments playing alongside the male cricketers in Barbados at the club level. That to me was quite refreshing to hear. With a lack of opportunity to play competitive cricket in Barbados, that opportunity was present for both these players.
Kirby with the ball. Yes, they were, of course. And you mentioned Hayley Matthews. She went to Harrison College. She was the under-15 captain, played with the boys, faced Jofra Archer, no less. They grew up together, so Hayley's been bossing it since she was a teenager, somewhat of a child prodigy. Big appeal. No interest from the umpire.
Deandra Dottin just contemplating the review, the discussion with the wicketkeeper, and they opt against the review. Of course, we know across the region, it's not a level playing field. Some islands, they have better structure for women's cricket. Others lack in structure. Just feel that's a great opportunity when the landscape doesn't allow for club cricket in the women's game.
Yeah, and that's the significance of these moments. You know, building talent and opportunities and dreams into the next generation. Just 4 from the over after 9. Royals 43 for 2.
Required rate just climbing. It was an even 6, now 6.5. That's something that the Trinbago Knight Riders will attempt to increase. Wasn't an outside edge. The reaction gave an indication as if there was. But for Trinbago Knight Riders, you can't get wickets, you got to contain.
That's the story. 114 put on the board from the Trinbago Knight Riders after winning the toss and deciding to bat. Kirby top scoring with 30. Barbados Royals 43 for 2 in their chase. Both Tryon and Aline will have an idea of the importance of their partnership. Darren Ganga, you did mention that when we've seen wickets falling, they're falling a bit in clumps. Shanita Grimmond. A little collision there. Looked friendly enough.
And single turned down. So Tryon had to go all the way back after the collision with the bowler, non-striker. Played it very safe, although the run was on.
Also a pretty laid-back and funny personality, Shanita Grimmond. That with her at breakfast the other morning with the 2 Knight sisters.
Catch him!
Oh! Didn't get all of it, but we'll get a couple of runs.
That's it!
Aiming straight. Aline. I want to think hitting a little more leg side to the off spinner as against straight. Use the wind. She's taking the aerial route.
Very simple catch in the end from Deandra Dottin. And she looks to the heavens. Alia Aline.
You could just sense that she wanted to accelerate and get things moving on. A good period and a good passage of play for Trinbago Knight Riders. They've just been able to curb scoring from the Barbados Royals, and that has created this wicket. Talk about the process of wicket taking. Great show from the Knight Riders. They get their third wicket, that of Aliyah Alin. She goes for 19. It's 46 for 3 now.
And it's drinks for us.
Temperatures are dropping here at Warner Park in St. Kitts. It's the inaugural Massey Women's CPL T20. The Royals are 46 for 3 as they're chasing Trinbago Knight Riders' score. And I'm sitting here with Tisha, who's waving the Guyanese flag loud and proud. Excuse me, the Trinidad and Tobago flag loud and proud, but she's also Guyanese. And it just reminds me of the unity amongst us as Caribbean people. We have Patriots fans here. I'm Jamaican, and today is Trinidad's 60th year of independence. Tisha, why do you love Trinidad so much?
I love Trinidad because I have a lot of family live in Trinidad, and I also go to Trinidad every now and then. And Trinidad is my neighboring country, and you know.
And Tisha, we have such a beautiful family atmosphere here at Warner Park. Children are all lying down. Tell people what it's like being here at Warner Park and why they need to come out for the CPL.
Warner Park is wonderful right now. That's cricket time, CPL timing. Everybody come out and enjoy themselves and go back home.
Okay, well, the Royals are hoping to catch the Trinbago Knight Riders.
Okay.
What words of encouragement do you have for our ladies from Trinidad?
Oh, they are wonderful ladies. Wonderful, wonderful. They're doing a good job, and I'm proud over them, and I appreciate them a lot.
Well, thank you, Tisha. We're here at Warner Park.
Oh, yes, Kirby. Oh, yes, Kirby.
Thank you, Naomi. Toughing it out on the bank there in the sun. Whilst the players are toughing it out in the centre. Chloe Tryon Cooper's out there. Fall of the wicket of Elaine. Caught Dottin by Gramont for 19. Was looking beautifully set, but not being able to convert that into a really good score. But it's enter Brittany Cooper at the non-strikers end. But this is the powerful South African. Tryon stood out massive. Got the most runs in the sixes, Carter's, and that's 63. Towering beacon, wasn't it?
Everything rests on her now, isn't it? The asking rate has gone up. The disciplines have been high from the TKR bowlers. They've managed to get crucial wickets. Again, a quick single, taking on Anisa, standing at cover. So the last wicket and the one before that, Geetika Kodali. This was the previous one, trying to slice or slash one. Couldn't get the elevation. Great timing from one of the best athletes in women's cricket, Deandra Dottin. Simple for her.
Well, just on the drinks back, our producer Craig Cozy went into the archives, went to YouTube and brought out that catch, that one against England at the ICC Women's World Cup recently, beginning of this year in New Zealand. What a screamer. It's brilliant. Diving to a left, got airborne. That will be right up there in the archives in the vault locker. One of the great catches, let alone men's or women's cricket. Extraordinary. Now the Royals, they need 66 from 55. Tryon is just settling in here. Won't be a run there either. So after 11, it's 49 for 3. Wonderful Wednesday afternoon here, great vibe in. So of course, coming up after this women's match, this Massey women's CPL match, the Hero CPL, and of course the local side, Tickets and Nevis Patriots up against the Jamaica Talawars. So crowd will just come in a little bit more into that evening because local time at 7 p.m. that tees off. We're almost 5 o'clock here local time. Cooper, she's only just got out there, just got off the mark.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Yeah, managed to get Chloe Tryon back on strike, and this is a key for the Royals if they want to get up again against TKR and win this contest.
And they've not allowed her to chance her arm or free her arms, not offered her any pace, and the lengths that they've bowled, it's just been in between lengths, not good length, not full length. It's been tough going for Chloe Tryon.
Oh,
Optimal 2 in the end was there. Now download and watch for free in the Caribbean. You can do that by downloading the SportsMax app here at the CPL. So you're around the region of the Caribbean, the West Indies, download the SportsMax app and do that. Relax and kick back. Oof. Oh, got away with this, come on. Definitely.
It went straight to Shanisha Hector. It was interesting, the last delivery, the one before this, both the bowler and the keeper were shouting, yelling, because it was such a slow effort from Shanisha Hector to give that second run. And now just missing a line and finding the right of Shanisha Hector there. So much required boundary for the Royals.
Well, as a spinner, you, Marikali, be happy with the bounce, but it's a little bit slow, isn't it? If you're fractionally too short, that extra bounce just allows players to just get inside. Yeah, you see it too short, and there is that bounce. Very comfortable for the likes of Tryon to put it away.
And also someone like Chloe Tryon, she's been threatening to come out. As a spinner, you're always thinking, is she going to come down the track and hit me over the top? So just trying to keep that length in between, trying to hurry the batsman up, and you end up dragging it too short.
The fine line of it all, given it's a very good surface. And that's just what you're on about. Just come down, a little shimmy down there, and wide open real estate, and it does go for 4 with that breeze. Beautiful. Massey, great shot to finish the 12th at 60 for 3 here. Starting to get into a groove here. It's Chloe Tryon. Yeah, some big tall buildings, but in between not much else. A lot of dot balls in that Tikara innings. It's like 54% worth. Inside and over the top, just enough there for Cooper. Comfortable too into that onside pocket.
Yeah, definitely it's the time to get a move on. You're into the 13th over. Previous over was a good one, something which Chloe Tryon was trying to do, get a move on, get a bit of momentum into her batting, get a bit of flow, and that's what she can do. She can run down the track, hit you over long on, can also change that shot because she's so good with that slog sweep and a sweep shot. Simple. Not the ideal time to lose a wicket for any team, but that's what they've done in their quest to chase this down. Another wicket down, the 4th one in the form of Brittany Cooper.
Wanted to go big. Wanted to go downtown and smash it over long off, and in the end the slice, easy one to Anisa Mohammed. In, out, just 4. And the Royals are 62 for 4. Oh yeah, wonderful hands, and you're on about this Murali Kartik. She can do that to you with that lovely wrist work.
Yeah, it throws the bowler off the length sometimes, and also you have to be so precise with your line when you bowl to someone like her, because that slog sweep can be from long on to square leg, or in fact even finer. She's got that open blade, and it's a very firm blade when she plays that shot.
Already Chloe Tryon has zipped over striking at 100. Just moments ago she was well and 4 off 11. Shows you the value of just getting yourself in a bit with T20 versus the 60 of T10. So you just take your time, get in, change your pace. Sure, a little off cut there again, and even slower. Felt like that was even slower from Kirby. Brilliant. Nicely played, but can't pierce that onside enough. Kadali, is it? In the way. It's Tryon, just a little look around the field. 6 runs and a wicket off this over. 1 to go in the 13th. Where does she go here? She wants to keep the strike, so she just bunts it down the ground for 1. 7 off, 67 for 4. From 42, asking rate of just a little bit under 7s, and Chloe Tryon, I've just been told, is in her T20 international cricket for South Africa, strikes at just under 140, around 139.5. So she's played 77 matches and is truly the global star in the women's game. He's got better in the recent times, understandably so. And now the field changes. Sunelise is at the crease. She's going to give it a little rip here, a little bit of wrist spin, maybe sometimes a little toppy. See where she goes.
Catch him!
And that's crisp downtown. So 2 South Africans against each other, always good fun in franchise cricket. Janelle Henry has found her way out to the middle as well for the Royals. Janelle Henry. Janelle, she's going to take guard here. Yeah, it was lovely. Just that little bit extra flight, and it was a great pace. The new batter, Janelle Henry, has been very watchful.
Missed out on that occasion. A bit surprised that Anisa Mohammed has not been used so far. One of the senior most bowlers, one of the highest wicket takers, and she's still not yet bowled.
There's that little bit of turn. I say it's very slow, but at least it goes off the straight, given the wrist spin. Yeah, I'm surprised too, Carters. Absolutely. Just say Anisa Mohammed, wicket taker. They need it. That's what they do. Get another, winkle another 1 or 2 out. Massive pressure on. Oh, it wasn't far away. Speak of the devil. Come on, winkle another one. And it can't have been far away from the pole. Leg one.
Yeah, Chloe Tryon needs support, and not by losing wickets. She needs somebody to turn the strike over. The pressure doesn't come on to her. It'd be a couple of runs here. That's a long part of the boundary. And against the breeze to the throw, even if it's Deandra Dottin. So 14 gone, 70 for 4.
Yeah, well, that asking rate now has gone to 7.5, so it was fractionally under 7s, about 6.9. Just a really good over there, that last one from Sunelise. Just 3 from it. Off somewhat, but that's what wickets does to a side. Chasing a total might be well, past score, you could say, or quite modest, 114. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, bowlers are an intelligent lot, Danny. That's what we always pride ourselves on. This was Leanne Kirby to Brittany Cooper. The one previous delivery, she had tried the same shot, so the bowler knew what she's trying to do. The line, very subtle, maybe a couple of inches away, and again slower than the previous one. Through with the shot, gets a leading edge. Thank you, bye-bye.
Hello, catch me if you can. I don't think so. Massey, great shot and some for 6. Lovely connection from Chloe Tryon.
Yeah, again showing how good she is with that shot and that range. Innate ability to change the shot, come down the track, open blade once again. That's what she runs down with. And then depending on the speed of the ball, she hits that direction. And this time she has gone in front of square towards deep mid-wicket, and a clean connect.
It's getting that twilight stage. Sun is setting and the lights are taking effect. Turned on. Did it too well to extra cover. The dot.
Again, Leanne Kirby making that adjustment. She saw what Tryon did the previous delivery, dragging that length back, throwing it wider, so that she has to fetch it from either outside the off stump or play a shot on the offside.
It's a slower one, but it's got the treatment. Another Massey great shot and a half here. Another half a dozen. Lovely and straight here this time.
Again showcasing our power and our play on the onside. Down the track, getting into that zone or getting into that length which she wants to get that elevation. And powering it through long on.
She got it in her slot, didn't she? Kartik came to it. Bowler wanted to go a little bit straighter, just try and shut her down, but couldn't. There's a really smart bit of timing with the footwork.
So many batters have that length, isn't it? Sometimes when they run down the track, they actually decelerate or break and want to play a shot of that length which they want.
Oh, help yourself, Chloe. Holy schmoly. That's a biggie. It's the third one of the over, and she is humming along now as Chloe Tryon.
What did you say her T20 international strike rate was? 139. She's going at 152s now, courtesy those big hits. And again, it'll be interesting to see a wagon wheel of a play on the onside. Again, so many different lines it will be. That tells you how good she is in manipulating and maneuvering on the onside. New balls, please.
Yes.
Maria.
Yeah, wondering when that was going to happen. Also just checking out the stairs here. Chloe Tryon's T20 international strike rate this year in 2022 is 159 with a couple of exclamation marks. Unreal. Yeah, it was 139 a career overall. There you go, Carters. She stepped it up a gear this season, or this year rather, the calendar year. And 3 sixes and 4 balls. Going on about the boundaries, they're the same for the men. And often, you mentioned it at the pitch report, the boundaries are a little bit smaller for the women with the ICC stipulations. But this, doesn't matter how big it is. Look at that! 88 metres and some. And that's why I've got a new one. A new pill, that is. And so Kirby's got 2 to go, and she's gone for 18 and 4. Where now? Oh, she'll be cursing herself and is. A little tickle through. Went a bit wider. There's that bounce in the surface. And Tryon has to leave here.
Yeah, you can feel for her. For 18 runs in the over, and you eye a short pitch delivery on the offside. You're trying to cut it. As a batter, you're thinking it's such an innocuous delivery, and all you get is an outside edge. She's livid with herself, but not the opposition. Another wicket for Leanne Kirby, and it's a biggie. Chloe Tryon goes for 38. It's 88 for 5.
Effie Fletcher is out on the centre. He's coming at number 7, so that little bingo score of 88 for 5. 27 from 31, so it's opened the door subtly here for TKR. So we've had 15 and the Royals 88 for 5.
.27 required from 30. 2 wickets for Leanne Kirby. She took a little bit of tap in that last over, but importantly, she got the wicket of Tryon. And Chanel Henry, a lot of responsibility on her. Stacey Ann King, she got 37 when these two teams played in the Sky X 60. And she's proven that she can play, and you know her better than most.
Yeah, she scored that 37 off 29. She had 5 fours and 1 6. This was the wicket of Chloe Tryon. Good take from Natasha McLean, her second of Knight Riders innings.
Tell us a little bit about Effie Fletcher's batting.
She normally tries to look for singles, and in this case I think she might need to do that, get Chanel Henry on strike. It's now come down to a runner ball, so no pressure. You don't want to accelerate too many dot balls here.
Take that into the gap. Deandra Dottin will keep it to 1.
Pretty shocked that she's out there feeling Deandra Dottin. While she's one of the fitter players on the team, and as captain she'll want to lead. In 2018 she had that shoulder injury, reconstructive shoulder surgery. After the last game in the final, she had it heavily strapped with ice. At the end of 16, Royals 90 for 5.
Grumman has 1 available to her. Jensen has 2 available. Sune Lewis has an over that the captain can explore. No overs yet from Anisa Mohammed. Looks like she has the ball in hand at the moment.
Also, we haven't seen Deandra Dottin either. In that last game, that final, she did bowl. She picked up 1 for 6 of her 1 over.
Oh, Twinny!
Again, still some options for Dottin. There's also Shonisa Hector from Antigua.
Say the Leanne Kirby one surprised me a little bit today. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I think that surprised everyone. She hasn't bowled very much at regional tournament in March earlier this year. Bowled for Trinidad and Tobago. But again, what she brings is just that slow bowling, that off pace.
Deep square leg comes up mid-off, drops back to long off. A rare fumble behind the stumps. Shadi Nation. Natasha McLean, sorry. It's kept reasonably well today.
Yeah, plays as a wicketkeeper batter, so bowls a bit of medium pace as well.
Sweeper on the offside is going now to a very straight, deep extra cover. Quite a unique feel, so it seems that the length from Mohammed will be full. Should have been full.
Protection on that ring. Deandra Dottin, Leanne Kirby and Shonisha Hector.
That is full, and that is the end of Henry. The two previous deliveries were shortish, and I thought they were counterintuitive to the field, but she finally gets that last one on target.
Captain Deandra Dottin saving her trump card. Oh, played on Janelle Henry. But that's the pressure that was built from those dot balls in the over. Janelle Henry goes for 3 off 12. Royals 91 for 6.
Fatima Sana, the non-striker's end.
Oh!
This doesn't look quite good here.
Catch him now, catch him!
And will land safely. Deandra Dottin after it, and will keep it to 1.
I don't think they want to take on her arms. This was a wicket of Janelle Henry.
Well run. Caught cover and point sitting back. I think the field was set with long off, long on, deep extra covered, straight mid-wicket for full length. The two previous deliveries were just short and wide. I thought she got away with a couple, Anissa, but certainly adjusted her length in that last ball.
Catch! One, Johnny, let go!
Glasgow doing the fielding at the backward square. Very quick across the ground. Look at these 3 deliveries. That could perhaps have gone for a few runs. So could that. Those weren't 2 great deliveries for the field. Rightly so, called wide. Carl Tuckett.
It's actually really good to see Sunalis bowling. We didn't see her feet here. Come on, that should not have been a single. It's in the circle. At the end of 18, 96 for 6.
Tryon looked as though she could take it away from TKR. Matthews looked in good touch at times. But 96 for 6 with 19 required from the last 2 overs and the experience of Anisa Muhammad. Good fielding down there. Keeps it to 1. Again, the field suggests a full length, mostly. Change it now. Long off comes up to mid off, and deep square leg is instituted for any of that slug sweep from Afi Fletcher.
Just one more change. Puts in a short fine leg. So that mid-wicket region is vacant.
She'll bowl into the pitch. Yes.
Catch it. One, just one.
And out to mid-wicket. Love the accent of Natasha McLean. Very strong Jamaican twang. Encouraging with every delivery.
Yeah, good trait of good wicket keepers as well. Just to be chirpy and chatty, just to encourage their team.
This field change might be a full length again to Fatima Sana. It's a full length and bringing her straight deep fielders into play.
Yeah, really good from Anisa. Change of field now. Afi Fletcher is on strike.
Short and wide, not the place she wanted to be, so could be a couple. And they get there. 100 comes up, 14 to get off 8. Yeah, the keeper's saying well bowled 20. Catch it's the cry, catch it's the cry, just short, and they'll go back for a couple of runs. Haley Jensen gets a round of applause from Anisa Mohammed.
Yeah, for not allowing it to go to the boundary. At the end of 19, Royals 104 for 6. Yeah, flatter delivery. A good commitment, but well done from Jensen to not allow that bounce to beat her to go for a boundary.
This to me is fascinating, because Shanika Gramant was walking to take her cap off as if she was given the opportunity to bowl, and Deandra Dottin walked up, being the captain herself, and said, "Nah, I have this." She did that during the Women's World Cup, didn't she, in New Zealand a few months ago?
Yes, she did. In the first match, she said, "Give me the ball." That's what you want. You want your captain to take responsibility. She knows that Afi Fletcher may not or does not like the ball coming on to her. So short bowling, I definitely think that Deandra is going to use that option against Afi Fletcher.
All right, and for that option, you heard it here first from Stacey Ann King. Third, deep third, fine leg, deep square leg, and a deep extra cover. Mid on, mid off, up. So over pitching is risky. Is it going to be into the pitch and short? Oh, it's full and knocks a stump over. Good work from the captain in all respects. What a superstar Deandra Dottin is.
Yeah, again, give me the ball. Now she has no one to ask for the ball. She takes the ball. Yeah, just the pace gets the better of Afi Fletcher. Fletcher goes for 8. Royals 104 for 7.
Kiana Joseph to face Dottin. Does go short and gets another dot. No pun intended. A dot from Dottin.
Yeah, this is the reason why she's here. A perfectly lined delivery from Dottin. You miss, I hit.
Down the ground, all the way for 6. Kiana Joseph. A massy great shot. 5 to get from 3. Are you changing the narrative here at Warner Park?
Yeah, that's a super blow. She's given herself room, backed away, and swung through the line. Haley Jensen had absolutely no chance.
Deep backward point goes out after that celebration. She bowled superbly, Kiana Joseph, 21 years old. Did not concede a boundary when she bowled. She's just struck what could be a decisive one. Square leg comes up. Will Dottin go full and wide?
With the field she has set now, she has to go full and wide. She has to go Yorker length.
Kiana knows that. Does go wide. 5 to get from 2.
The Royals need another boundary from Kiana Joseph.
Fine leg comes up, Stacey Ann King, a fellow southpaw yourself. Are you going to walk across your stumps if you know it's perhaps going to be wide above stump? Wide signaled. 4 to get from 2.
It's so good from Kiana Joseph just to keep moving about in her crease.
The only thing I'd say to Kiana is she's coming outside leg stump when the ball is going down wide above stump. She's down, so they can't get the single. Kiana fell. I think Fatima gets back into the crease. I think they'll go to the television umpire.
Royals still need 4 from 2. She's in safely.
Right, boundary needed, Stacey Ann King, World Cup winner. Boundary needed. 4 from 1.
I'll swing to the hills. I'll swing to that leg side. It's a heavy offside field set. From Kiana Joseph perspective, swing hard, swing leg. From Dottin, just need a Yorker. You've got to go Yorker length.
Don't bowl another wide. She's vigorously wiping her hands in the ground because of the perspiration. Now she gets a towel from Sune Lewis. Shakira Selman is nervous. 4 to get from 1, folks. First ever match of the Massey Women's CPL, and it's come down to this. High in the air. Does not go all the way. They've got to continue running. They've got to continue running. Come what may. No, they don't. And it is victory for TKR. The captain is the hero. Deandra Dottin is a superstar, a global superstar. And your heart has to go out for Kiana Joseph. She really did give it her all. But Knight Riders win by 1 run in the first game of the Massey Women's CPL. What a game. What an opening.
Yeah, exactly. What a game. What a way to start this tournament, this Massey Women's CPL T20. It has been action-packed from the start. Yeah, they'll know that as Knight Riders that it really took a big effort. Just come together.
Little huddle just to say well done and to show appreciation from the captain and the senior charges. I would like to know why Deandra left herself for the last only, why Anissa only bowled a couple at the end, why the choice to go with Leanne Kirby. All of those things worked so brilliantly, but I'd like to know why. what was the rationale that made it happen?
Yeah, I agree fully. A number of questionable decisions, but just being able to get over that line, Knight Riders, and possibly give Trinidad and Tobago a bit of a celebration, or more of a celebration, on the 60th anniversary as the teams meet. Bit of redemption as well for Deandra Dottin. They lost the 60 final to Barbados Royals. Yeah, this is how it all went down for Barbados Royals. They started pretty well, but lost wickets too often. Chloe Tryon, she scored 38 from 26, but no support really from the others. Cooper, Henry, Fletcher. In the end, they could only amass 114 for 7.
Runs though for Leanne Kirby, 30 of them, and then she picked up 2 for 32. Even Chloe Tryon took up a 3 sixes in a final over. What a brilliant match. Revenge for the Knight Riders. Now we'll go to the summary of the match, which tells us that Knight Riders took it by 1 run. Leanne Kirby standing out in every way after Sunday's final victory that went to the Royals. Revenge is sweet. Here's Darren Ganger.
An exciting finish to the game. I've got Mr. Michael Hall, Tournament Operations Director, who will present the Play of the Match award, and that award goes to none other than Leanne Kirby for her brilliance with the bat, a run about 30 and 2 wickets as well for 32. Congratulations to you, Leanne Kirby, as she receives her check, and we will have a chat. Come over. First, congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's start with your batting, 30 from 30. Describe your role at the top of the order in this TKR team.
My role was just to make the best of the power play and rotate the strike, build partnership.
When you all lost 4 wickets in that middle phase, was there ever a concern about getting a score that was maybe above par?
I know that the girls had the potential to do it, so I was never worried.
And for you personally, how big a platform is this Massey Women's CPL? A platform for you to get yourself back into maroon colors?
Yes, just about working hard and doing what I do to the best of my ability to get myself there.
And we haven't really seen you with the ball in this tournament, even in that 60 tournament. What inspired the captain to use you so effectively today?
I guess she just wanted to use her strategies out there. She has bowlers, so she could use anyone.
And finally, is this a small gift for Trinidad and Tobago as it celebrates its 60th anniversary of independence?
Yes, it is. Happy independence, Trinidad and Tobago, everyone home. Keep it up.
Congratulations again. Well played.
Thank you.
Massey play of the day, Deandra Dottin with that scoop. You're seeing more and more in the white ball game. Cleverly played, well executed. Massey play of the day. Let's join Alex Jordan.
Thank you, Ian Bishop. Well, I'm here with the 2 captains, and I start with the victorious one. What an occasion on which to do it. Happy Independence, Trinidad and Tobago, and the opening of the first ever Massey Women's CPL. Congratulations, Deandra Dottin and TKR. How did you enjoy this first match?
First of all, I didn't see the toss of the coin, but I want to say happy Independence, Trinidad and Tobago. But it's very good to start off with a win. You know, we've been working very hard, staying positive, you know, again, then play cricket, and it's good to cross the line for the opening game.
Hayley Matthews, commiserations, but what a thriller you all gave us, the last ball thriller. Where did it go wrong today for the Barbados Royals?
Yeah, I think as a bowling group we did really well to go out there and restrict Trinidad to what we did. Cricket is a game of such fine margins, and look, I think at the end of the day we probably just didn't get across the line. Probably a couple of areas we could have looked at where those 1 or 2 runs could have definitely come for us, but I think what's important is that we just take these positives out of what we did well this game and take them into the next game, and then probably just work a bit more on what we didn't do so well.
Oh, Hayley mentioned she was pleased with her bowling attack. Many questions around the ground, head scratching. You're delaying Anisa Mohammed's overs to the end. What was your thinking with all that experience on the park?
To be honest, we had conversation in between the bowling and the overs and stuff, but I mean, like, it wasn't really a delay. But I think that, yeah, she was a little bit too late, but I think she was just on time.
All right. Congratulations to TKR, who take the first match in this Massey Women's CPL.
Thank you.
And more action to come. St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, defending champs. They take on Jamaica Talawas. First match of the Hero Men's CPL. It will be a bumper. Join us next at 7 p.m. for it.